This is GACenter, your look into the Grand Arena Championship matches of over 60 of the world's best content creators. Here are your hosts, the Nev from the Escape Podcast and Ranger from Reality Skewed Gamers.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of GACenter. It's week 11. We're so close to the end. So close to the... A lot happened this week. A lot happened. Some of the big boys, some of the guys with the big accounts that do really, really well in the upper echelons of the big boy leagues, the Premier League, the major leagues, they did not have good weeks. There has been some chopping and changing in the leagues, Ranger.
Yes,
and
you
had a bit of a sus match as well, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
So kind of hoping that we can get that resolved. But if it is too sus, we're gonna have to get it squared away with the commission, mate.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, we're just here to have fun, so that's all that matters.
No worries. Right. Okay, let's get the ball rolling.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Go, go, go.
All right. We're starting off hot and heavy off the presses, and then my damn thing disappeared. Okay, there we go. Starting with Andy Beads, Mr. Rock and Rolla of Ayatollah himself, coming in, breaking the law. Now, we don't have any stats. Bear with us on some of these if they don't have stats, because poor Star Wars Galaxy Heroes.gg has been having some problems pulling the information from the game and stuff. So that is not, they're doing the best they can. But Andy Beats did report, and he did go 2-1. He says, round one, opponent decided to set two teams on defense, then proceeded to try and battle my defense with no luck. And I cleared everything. A rough first round for my opponent, easy for him. Round two, his opponent him and his opponent went neck to neck, fighting hard to clear each other's defense. Results: Andy Beads wins by 2 on a nail biter. And in round three, he says, my opponent cleared most of my walls, left the fleet wall until I was done. I botched a battle, and fear took over, and that was it. After that, I blacked out. So apparently he blacked out in the third round. It was a loss, but 2-1 for Andy Beads, not too bad.
On to Commander Cody with a not quite triple crown. He did pick up a triple whammy, 3-0, decent score, 66-30, but 3 clean rounds, only 1 loss. Loads of holds.
All right. Next up, we've got my man, Infinitum, to Infinitum and beyond. Another perfect week for Infinitum, who writes, and as you can see, the stats are really good. It says, round one, opponent always set a strong defense. I had to pull SLKR for offense. I didn't lose on efficiency with 2 zones holding one another. He won on efficiency. The guy says, even fell on Ewoks. Very surprising. Opponent DN'd me slightly salty. Well, lick those delicious salty tears. Round two, he set SLKR. Didn't really matter. And he says, neither of them cleared the Galactic Legends, but he won on efficiency by 9 banners. And then round three, opponent tried one battle with SLKR, lost and gave up. Opponent set a light defense, so I got a nice, easy one-shot full clear. So very well done. Very well done for Infinitum.
And we're on to Stone, still undefeated, still rocking it. Round one and a full clear win, which is always the best way to start the week. Round two, a much tougher match than the first round. Neither competitor could muster a full clear, but Stone persevered and got the win by a solid margin. Round three, a comfortable end to the week as the full clear came with relative ease. 3-0 for Stone.
All right, next we'll go into my favorite gentleman in the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
He is here for your pleasure. We will read his stats and you shall enjoy yourself. I just get excited thinking about it. Would you like me to read his stats?
Oh, I would. Yeah.
Just thinking about it makes me creamy. All right, we start with my boy, Renard the Fox. It says the bar is challenging opponents this week, which were on a pretty same level as I am, and unfortunate streaming issues. Once one mobile did overheat in R2 and decoding issues in R3. That much for side talks. Round one, opponent and I attacked same time. He stuck on my lower wall and he lost too much banners. No problem for our boy Renard. Round two, again, opponent attacked in the same time. He got stuck, and then so he tried 8 attempts on CLS 3PO and Chupio. That's rough for your opponent. He says, round 3, scary memories came up as the opponent had an ultra-fast Sith-empowered team. As I faced and lost in 5v5s, he had a lot of headache. He had to also, the last week's one, all rounds, and we got stuck on DR and defense. So put some thicker defense so you got to face my Darth Revan CLS team and negotiate our defense. Basically, to his surprise, they failed the Night Sister. Bigger surprise, so he's put on trash defense, which almost sold everywhere. So 3 points, 3-0, triple crown for our boy Renard the Fox.
And there's Div 3. It's looking tasty. Stone. Oh, Renard's just praying. He's there in Germany praying Stone drops around because he has got him bang to rights on banner difference. That's it. All he has to do with against Stone is tie, and he's got it. I mean, yeah, all right, Grant, Infinum is still there, but, you know, he would need Renard to drop 2, and he would need Stone to drop 3. And I just can't see that happening with only 5 weeks left. I really can't. Not with his form.
Well, you never know. I mean, some people lost this week. I never thought we were going to lose either. So you never know, man. You just do not know. Real life, things could happen. And then next thing you know, they're both tied. And then it's really, because if Stone loses once, Renard takes over because he's got a much higher banner score than he does. So Stone's got to play. He's got to go for it, man. He can't. He's got to. Hope he gets a little breathing room. But even then, Infinitum's right there at 31-2, so they both got someone breathing right down their neck. And
I know it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure for the title. But 5 weeks left, and hey, I think he's definitely going to be happy that the final month is 5v5. I think a lot of people that are at the tops of their leagues are going to be feeling a lot more comfortable that the last month is 5v5 and not 3v3, because more people tend to make mistakes in 3v3 than 5v5. Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's move on to Div 2. And we start off with Vendetta coming in with a 3-0 crazy week, facing GLs in every single round. This is what happens to to the newer people coming up now. It's not all GLs in Div 1, it's Div 2, it's Div 3, my ult, Div 4, it's happening. Round 1 and the slacker on defense didn't fall to a Gas Cheese match. V cleared the top 2 territories though, so still got the win. Round 2, another slacker, but Gas worked this time, and V got the full clear while holding onto 2 territory. So his defenses are doing really, really well against these GLs. Round 3, and it was a C on D this time. Cleared him and all of the ground forces. He did take the win despite the fail on Fleet, but we're not going to hold that against him. 3-0, nice triple for Vendetta.
Yes, indeed. Moving on to our boy Moyo. Moyo, no yo, so yo, go yo. I didn't get any report from him in written form, so I'm just going to say that Moyo had a wonderful week. 3-0, great banners. Must have had some close matches because I see a lot of losses on the board. Don't know the specifics, but you know what? 3-0 is 3-0. So good job for the ultralighted green Batman signal there.
Olimar coming in with a triple whammy. Now, very, very close to an 8,000. You love to see it. There's only a handful of people that can hit that 8,000 mark. Haven't seen anybody hitting it in Div 2 just yet, but I'm sure we'll get there one of these days. Only a couple of losses, 6 good solid holds, helping him on his way to a triple whammy.
All right, we move on to...
Oh, wow, it's Marco. I can't do the voice.
There he is. This little helmet. He thinks he is going to go into GAC and do good things. Shut up.
Get to the chopper. I can't do the voice. Wow.
You son of a... All right, moving on. Marco, a.k.a. Polo, a.k.a. the Creed Gamer, had a rough week this week. 1-2. I don't know what happened. I didn't get a report from him, but 1-2. It'd be interesting to see. He didn't have. I mean, it's hard to read from the stats what really happened, but 1-2 is a rough week. But that's all right, Marco. You can make it up. You can do this, buddy.
And there's Div 2, Moyo and Vendetta still duking it out.
Yeah, but look at Orlamar right there. Like he's like, don't you forget it. Don't you forget about me.
Yeah, he's sat there. He's sat there, with his hands like this. It's like, Just drop one round, because like
Come on, I know
6,
you want
that he's
to.
just got so much.
I
He's
want you
got
to.
such a huge banner difference on Vendetta and Moyo.
Give me.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, definitely towards the end. So let's move on to the Division 1s.
Ooh, we're moving up in the world.
Yes, and we'll start off the minor leagues with JKW. No 3-0 this week. Way too many losses. Way too many losses. Went for efficiency this week, and it didn't pay off. You can tell it didn't pay off because he only got 1 hold and 20 losses. But 2-1 is still better than a kick in the teeth.
Yeah. 0-3 is not where you want to be. All right, we move on to Geek Girl again. We didn't get her stats, but she did write in, and we appreciate that. She writes the best stuff. She says, I went 2-1. Round 1 didn't get the full clear. Won by 7 banners, got hung up on his crew, and couldn't get to the back wall. He got stuck on several of my teams, including 5 battles against my non-Mothma. Round 2, easy full clear. 1 got a fair amount of holds. Mostly on my new team. Around 3 o'clock, got stuck on my Pavi team, couldn't get past it. He had some bad RNG. He basically, she means round 3. She put around 3 o'clock. I think she meant round 3. You're trying to throw me off my game here. I see what you did there. She said he had some bad RNG and basically one-shot me. So not bad. 2-1. Geek Girl's been really picking up her game lately, so 2-1's pretty solid.
On to Scribe with a glorious triple crown this week. 3-0, 39 wins, no losses, 4 holds. So close to an 8,000. So close, but not quite there. Probably, I don't know, maybe a little bit of efficiency didn't really kick in on a couple of them matches. But still, a triple crown is not to be scoffed at.
All right. Moving on to Kate Gaming, the world
famous.
I'll kick your ass. You better get your ass over there. You don't get a free shot of this young lady. She is killing it. She went again 3-0. Threes are really where she shines here. Boy, I tell you what, the world famous Kate Gaming living up to the title. She writes in, round 1, opponent went relatively light on defense. I fully cleared. They got stuck on my front wall. I see a pattern emerging. Round 2, opponent cleared my front, back, bottom node and defeated 3 of the 4 teams at the top node. Then it looks like they gave up. I got the 1-shot full clear again. And then round 3, my rebel fleet took 3 tries to take out, so opponent ran out of ships, leaving my malevolent fleet still standing. I got the 1-shot full clear, and you can tell she dominated by those stats. Look at that. Good Lord.
Yeah, that is a lovely triple whammy, that.
Yes, that is, oh boy.
On to Bomber. 2-1 for Bomber. He's not going to be particularly happy with that. Round 1, and Bomber got his butt kicked by a Relic Dooku a couple of times. I mean, he still got the full clear, and he got the win because his opponent only cleared 2 territories, though. Round 2, and Nest didn't do her job against a Mon Mothma team.
Wow,
so had to bring in the Wampa to do the job. 1 full clear later, and an opponent that conceded after losing to his Bosk defense. Bomber had the win. Round 3, this was an uphill battle against a JML team the JML JKL Watt team. It was just unbeatable. He went heavy D to try and counter that, but it just wasn't enough to hold on for a win. So 2-1 for Bomber this week.
All right, moving on to Mob Man. Brick. Hard meat. Hard. Be nice meat to be hard. You bite into it and your teeth fall out. Good pirate smile for you. Brick went 3-0. Let's see how he did. He says round 1. This was an absolute beatdown. I attacked first and put up a strong score, 26-78. My opponent failed their first attack, which pretty much sealed the victory for me. It felt kind of bad, but not really. He won by like almost 1,200 banners. Round 2 says we traded blows, but there can be only one with the hardest meat. Highlander rules. Oh, he went. There can be only one. Well, holy cow! But he won by 23 banners, so a win for the Brick. Round 3 says my opponent went full FU defense. I know how that goes. Worked for them in the first 2 matches, but they ran face and face into Brick Hardwell in round 3. And he says I cleared 3 zones. My opponent could only clear 1. He won by 700 banners. He says, for the hard guys, I mean good guys. There we go. 3-0 for Brick.
of the llama with a
The
2-1. Oh yes, oh yes. Round 1 dropped a few battles, but got the full clear. Waited for the opponent to go to see if the win was to be secured, and it was, with a hold of all teams from the Old Republic. Round 2, and there's always one of these for the llama, a GL on D that they just got stuck on and couldn't get past, and that was the loss. Round 3, a great end to the week, though, with a flawless victory. Best round for a while. 2-1 for the llama.
Ooh, let's see where everybody stands. I can't wait.
Bomber still at the top, but Scribe is catching him up. Bomber did not want to drop that round this week, especially with Scribe going 3-0. He did not want to drop that, especially with the massive banner difference that Scribe has got over Bomber. I mean, it's huge. Like, huge.
Totally huge.
It's totally huge. It's like so huge. But I mean, it's not the reflection. Obviously, this is the minor league. It was newly created this month because we had so many people in that lower division 1. It will get equalized out when we do season 3, but for the time being, Bomber is king of the castle and Scribe is snapping at his heels, which is makes it interesting, gives the opponent a challenge. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break and we're going to throw it over to Paul so that he can do his Patreons, and we'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Neil. Stay tuned as more of your favorite streamers are coming up, and as always, we like to take a moment to recognize those who make this show even possible with the Patreon leaderboard. I'm Paul Anthony, and as always, I am joined by my robotic life partner, Newbie from Helly and the Noob, as we take a look at the standings. These, once again, our monthly-only leaderboards and are courtesy to our Kyber Combatant level Patreons. Want to join the leaderboard next month? Join the Escape Podcast Patreon at patreon.com/theescapepod. No cast there. At the $10 a month level or higher, and join in all these wonderful people as well. Sign up for this season, of course, is already over, but next season is just about to begin. Let's get to it. Big Country Mags. Take a look at him. Another 3-0 this week for the top of the board, 7,263 banners, with 34 wins, 5 losses, and 8 holds. He reports as such. Round 1 was an auto set. No attack, but it was a good thing because he did a bonehead misclick. Round 2, efficiency was key. Both of them one-shot full cleared. And round 3, the opponent stumbled on his geos while he full cleared. Bringer of Chaos, 3-0. 72-40 in banners, 34 up, 4 down, 10 holds, no report. D, 1 and 2, with 56-39, 19 wins, 1 loss, 3 holds. He asks, why does 3v3 matchmaking hate me? Somehow I manage 2 out of 3. A small poem from the GAC Bard. Dr. JoJo, our 4-time reigning champ, he gives this report. He finally righted the ship with the 3-0. First round, he beat an interesting account with only 1 Galactic Legend, 1 million less GP, but so many more R7 and even 5 Relic 8, including Kenobi and Grievous. His opponent could not clear his Papa Palps, and his Relic 5 GK and Grievous won in fleets. Round 2 was an uneventful full clear, but round 3, he and I both want to shout out Ordell Robbie, who recognized the alt from the Escape Podcast and gave Dr. JoJo a hell of a fight, he says. 1 of 2 700,000 lifetime banner guys that he beat this week, he boasts. By the way, 1749, that is our highest of the week as far as banners go. With 39 wins, 1 loss, and 13 holds, he gets a triple whammy. Not the crown because of the loss, but a whammy is still good. Force Strong, let's move on to him. 3-0, baby, he says, woo! Round 1, they both cleared, but Force had the edge in efficiency. Round 2, opponent set an FU defense and did not bother to attack. Round 3, he says kudos to his opponent for taking out his GL with a non-GL counter, and they full cleared, but it took them 3 battles to do so, allowing him the opportunity to one-shot full clear their board for the win. He says he's gunning for Dr. JoJo in the GAC Patreon chat. 68-49 for the strong one, 31 dubs, 3 Ls, and 6 stops. Hot Sauce, the creator of Hot Utils, who is included here because he's not a streamer. But check out hotutils.com and get access to some of the best tools in the game. Another 2-in-1 for the Titan of the Tables. When you get a GP that high, it does get tough. 62 banners away from an 8K week. 39 up, 1 down, 6 holds. Leonard McFace Punch. He reports the Titanic is going down. 1 and 2. He tried to sweep the leg, but kept getting Galactic Legend crane kicks to the dome. 51-27 score with 18 wins, 2 losses, and no holds. Schnarman, 3-0 for the week. 64, 42 banners, 31 down, 31-1. That is winning. 0 losses, 14 holds. Not sure if one of his opponents didn't set a Vol defense, so I'm going to give him a provisional Triple Crown because no report. Sephiranus, 0-3 for Seph this week. 27-60, no wins, no losses, 2 holds, no report. Let's take a look at the big board. BCM still atop, holds the banner advantage, so his magic number is now 2. He needs 2 wins. He will claim the title, as long as the world does not implode. Ringer, still alone in second, hoping BCM will fall apart completely. Jojo, Force, and Schnarman all hanging on respectively to 3rd, 4th, and 5th at 7-2 for the month. Hot Sauce showing the world that 2-1 ain't bad at 6-3. Punchy in 7th, D in 8th, and Seth in 9th. Coming up after these words from SWGOH.GG, we'll be back with the A-Leagues for GAC. For Noob and the Patreons, we thank you. Be nice to each other, damn it. SWGOH.GG is your one-stop site for the raw data behind the game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. From complete gear lists to intuitive stats behind all of your favorite holotable heroes. SWGOH.GG has it all. With a .GG account, you can get a complete view of your own roster, see how you match up against other players, and even check out the history of your own Grand Arena Championship matches. You can also see what your opponent used on you to give you a better understanding of counters and team compositions to improve your gameplay. Did you know that they also have some great Patreon features as well? Ad-free browsing of their site, guild information, and manual information requests are included in their 3 levels of Patreon support. Check out the site for more details. That's SWGOH.GG. Unleash your holotable potential today.
Ranger, I think we should get straight into...
Well, there's this wanker I know we got to talk about, aka the Nev.
Yes,
right,
yes, we do. We have to talk about
Let's talk about this one. All right, he says another 2-1. He says round 1, and right off the bat, it went all wrong. Scouting my opponent, I knew they were going to place the top 3 team. But since mine was faster, I figured it wasn't going to be an issue as mine was faster. It didn't go down, and I went on tilt, playing and losing my 5 best teams to get rid of it. This left me without enough teams to clear, and I lost. So you got the tilt factor, huh? All right, round 2. As a result of my round 1 loss, opponent was very easy, and I went down without much fanfare. And then round 3, and again, my opponent went down easy again. Silver line was I voted the SLKR my group due to the round 1 loss. So I guess there's a silver line, but 2-1, still respectable now. Still,
yeah, that was the because there was a Relic 7 slacker in my group, and
I mean, you didn't take the keyboard and smash it, kind of angry, were you?
No, well, the thing was. I kind of couldn't because I was out at the time. I was unable to stream that round. So I was in the car traveling. So, you know, I'm secretly seething, and what I really wanted to do was throw my phone at something, and I just couldn't do it.
Don't
so
throw the phone when you're angry.
Yeah, I wanted to throw the phone.
I've talked to you.
I wanted to do it, but I could not. But yeah,
do your breathing technique.
That Darth Revan team just chewed through everything, so I was fuming.
It happens.
It happens.
All right, who do we got next?
Oh, we've got Calvin. Awesome.
He's one of my faves.
He's one of your faves. He's awesome. I mean, look at that score:
3-0, another
8,020.
3-0.
Dude just bangs out these awesome scores. I mean, okay, so round 1, and Calvin used the Darth Revan trap, and his opponent fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Yep, GL all used up, and the slacker on the back line held for the win. Round 2 was an easy win as Calvin's opponent placed their only slacker counter on defense. So when he got to his slacker, he had nothing to beat it with. And then in round 3, Calvin used the same strategy as round 1 and found success with it in this round for a triple crown.
Nicely done, sir. Moving on to my boy, Spartan Easy. This is Sparta, the easy version. That's just kind of how we go with it. I mean, it's not the heavy duty, it's the other version of Sparta. All right, so he writes 3-0. Says, nice to get 3 wins after being off last round. To be honest, there's not much to say about this set. I put down solid defense, and I had no full clears, and for the most part, my opponents did nothing. Easy peasy 3 wins for our boy, Spartan Easy. Living up to the name, living up to the title. Well done.
It's Rand B with another 3-0. Rand's form towards the end of this season has been brilliant. It's a nice triple for the week. Round 1, a good round as Rand outmaneuvered his opponent and got the win on efficiency. Round 2 could have been close, but good scouting and a slightly tougher fleet defense stopped his opponent cold for the win. Good research there. Round 3, a tale of 2 Ds. Rand with a holding defense and his opponent with an efficiency defense. Rand's strategy won him the round. A clinical week for Rand B. 3-0.
All right, we move on to my boy Urs. Another tough week for Urs in the hall. Looks like some people were really getting sprayed in the face with some carbonite, and the drinks were not flowing as much as we're used to seeing. So see what had happened was Urs did his GAC Nev, and it didn't go good.
No, did it not?
It was not gooder.
It was not gooder.
It was bad.
It went badder.
Yeah, it was bad. 1 and 2 for our boy Urs, man. I mean, really good banners. I wish he had the time to write reports, but he's busy and didn't know what really happened. Not a lot of holds on defense. It looks like there's a lot of efficiency, and he just did not quite clear the line more than his opponent. So a tough week for Urs. We hope he picks it back up and kicks some butt.
Tilo missed this week. Real life deal with. So we'll move on straight away.
Well, all right. We move on to the only abominable snowman that I know that likes to be the color gray. Why be white when you're hunting your prey when you can have them see you and wee their pants? And I'm talking about our boy Yeti. Yeti with another 3-0 this week. Outstanding job. 9-0 for the season. It says round 1 opponent was well behind on Gear 13s, behind a Galactic Legend, but matched up well mod-wise. He said a very nice thick wall. Nothing behind it. I want shot his board for 2667. He said his negotiator failed to clear mine. It's basically he didn't clear his back wall. Crushing victory. Round 2 opponent had a good lifetime score and a decent account. Behind me on some Gear 13's mods and yada yada. Basically what comes down to the end, they couldn't even touch Yeti. He wins 2670 to 1836. And he wrote smash. I like that. I like that kind of action. And then the round 3, it was a closer one. But other than that, it didn't really matter. He got the full clear, 2652. His opponent only managed 2547. Says Duba to the Yeti. Still mad about that drop though for one of those rounds. He gets this way Yeti is. Says thoughtless play that should have cost me. He wanted more banners. He wanted that 8K score, Nev. He's really beating himself up over it. But
yeah, he wanted the 8K. He wanted the 8K and he wanted the triple crown. And there is the A-League. Calvin Awesome at the top. Yeti just behind him. And then a bloody ocean between third and the rest of us in the group. I mean, although saying that, a few of us in the A-League have been, not placed in GACs on a couple of occasions. It's happened to Tilo. It's happened to me. It's happened to Spartan.
These things happen.
These things happen, yeah, they do. Anyway, let's move on to the double A's.
Double A. And
the playbook had a self-sabotaging week this week, which is why he's got 2-1. Round 1, won a close match as he came out on top with an efficiency battle win, taking victory by 13 banners. Round 2. Now, he started to change his defense. Don't ask me why, but he started to change his defense for round 2 30 minutes before the lock-in, and he got sidetracked. So you're going to guess what he did? He'd got sidetracked after only setting 1 territory. That's all he did. He posted 1 territory, and as a result, he lost, despite his opponent not even attacking. So, you know, if he'd just been there for the attack, he could have still won it. Anyway, that was his loss. Round 3, he rescued the week with an easy win, forcing his opponent to use A-teams on front, only to face GLs on the back. So at least he pulled it out of the bag at the end of the week. 2-1 for the playbook.
All right, we go to my man, Fort Mort.
Fort Mort.
Remember, folks, shop Mort. Shop S-Mort. 3-0, Nev. Do you really want me to read out what he wrote? He won the first round, 26-11 to 12-02. He won the other one with a defensive struggle, but still won by 400 banners. And then round 3, he won by 700 banners. He's on a 57 streak, man.
Yeah,
the
he
guy
is on a big
doesn't
streak.
understand what it means to lose. He just wins no matter what. And he wanted to remind us that his alts are still undefeated. So, these things happen, So, I mean, but yeah. Oh, my God. It's ridiculous. Mort, the man, the myth, the legend, 3-0 again.
And on to DB Official, my compatriot from across the pond. 2-1, not the best of weeks, because he was doing very, very well at the start. But those 10 losses, I'm relatively certain that they all came in a single round. And when you're losing that badly in one round, a bit like my tilt in round 1, basically. So only 2-1 for DB. I'm sure he'll bounce back, though.
He's a good English boy. All right. Next up, we go to the Tickle Tank Master himself, Mr. Jigabachi. What a good week for Mr. Jig. He says 3-0. He says, purple hair, don't care. Well, I mean, if that's the way you want to play it, Jig, I was going to read your entire Gettysburg Address here, but I'll just give you the stats for what Jig did. It's actually quite impressive. Round 1, the Tickle Tank Master was not having it. Won by 500 banners, 2360 to 1870. Domination. Round 2 is a little closer, but by closer, I mean, the opponent got within 200 banners of Jig. And by 2, I mean 250. Wasn't really that close. Full cleared this guy with no problems. Third round, cleared again. I mean, 2640 to 1875. But goodness gracious, Mr. Jig was not playing around this week. He was like, I'm going to go purple hair. I'm going to bring the Tickle Tank out, and I'm going to dominate. And this is exactly what he did. So outstanding job for our boy, Mr. Jig.
On to Gridsy, a great week gone bad for Grid this week, as he absolutely dominated round 1, and he dominated round 2 with rather destructive victories over his opponent. But alas, the curse of round 3 knocked on his door as ships and bad RNG ruined a perfect week for him. He was not a happy puppy.
All right. Moving on to Rico, who really couldn't report this week, had some stuff going on, but still a really solid week, 2-1 from our boy Rico. He's hot, he's cold, but this week pretty solid. 2-1, he'll take it, and good scores, good banners. It'll be interesting to see what really happened, but we won't know. We'll have to go back and look at it someday. But yeah, good solid week from Rico, 2-1.
Wiggins-Bog, we didn't get any stats, no reports, so we don't know if he did or did not join. So we're just going to move on.
We'll say he went 3-0 and scored over 9,000. Oh.
No, not quite.
All right. We going on to my boy. You down with RKP?
Yeah, you know me.
Oh, Ricky P in the hizzy. He says, can I get to the mythical 3-0 this time? Can I? I know. Can you, Ricky P? Let's find out. It says round 1, double galactic legend, 722,000K lifetime banner opponent. Well, F me, lost. The mystical 3-0 first round, right the hell out. All right. Let's see. We know the next 2 rounds were wins. He goes, round 2, big fight, big score, but opponent never showed up. Well, that's nice. That was nice of him. And then round 3, opponent went full offense, but got some fails on 11's negotiator fleet. 2-1. He says the search for 3-0 continues. Will he ever get there? We'll find out.
Not a good week for our resident space cowboy, who went 1-2. No Wampers, no Tauntauns this week, no high scores either, resulting in a 1-2.
All right. Next up, we calling in the wolf. Well, that's all you had to say, calling in the wolf. The wolf had a little bit of trouble this week. I understand his pain and suffering. Good scores, good wins, losses, holds were a little even Steven there, but I don't know really what happened. We didn't get a full written report. All I know is our boy went 1-2. Rough week for the wolf man, but hopefully he can pick it up, because that's not what we expect out of Wolf. Wolf's just must have had a bad week. I understand. I had one myself. I'm still scratching my head at it. We'll get to mine later.
And there's the AA League. Fortmore.
It's over.
It's over. We've got 5 weeks left. There is no way,
barring something catastrophic happening.
Barring a act of RNGesus and all of the RNG gods, including, some real nastiness from RN Dodge Jesus, because he's been a complete and utter. Oh, he's not been nice. He's not been nice to people in fleets. So, short of an act of God, Fortmore is just going to run away with the AA League. I can't see anybody catching him. I really, really can't. It's all about who's going to take second. That's basically it. Who's going to take second?
It's like a struggle between the playbook and Tickle Tank himself, Jigabachi. We'll see what happens.
Let's see. Okay, let's move on to the AAAs.
Oh.
That, with a 2-1. I mean,
I give up. I just whatever.
It's just does. Yeah. I mean, right, he lost the first round. Right, he lost the first round due to technical difficulties. In that, technically, he played poorly. A second round opponent was a no-show, which is always a bonus when you're trying to get rounds on the board. And the third round was won by 2 of his viewers, as he was way too busy and preoccupied arguing with me on his stream about other Star Wars related stuff. So it's a good job he had some good coaches in chat to help take him to 2-1.
All right. Well, it's an improvement, but let's see what happens next week if he doesn't get the wooden spoon or something. All right. So we go into my little friend, the heart-shaped mud bum, living in his little mud clay hut with all this little mud clay people and brothers and sisters in the little mud clay land. He went 2-1. And he's not mincing word here. He says, Mud Bum 2-1, never listening to Yeti ever again. Well, let's find out, because it wasn't the first 2 rounds. Says round 1, opponent couldn't full clear it. I could. Easy. Nothing more to say. Round 2, decided to practice a little bit on the Darth Revan team with a Thrawn Vader short counter. Got close but didn't win, but it didn't matter. He still pulled it out, but it was close. 1 shot full clear, but he only won by 3 banners. So the testing out almost bit him in the ass. And then round 3, he says, I like to blame Yeti here, but really can only blame myself. Yeti's quite convincing. I said, just solo Darth Revan in front with a Galactic Legend. So I took SLKR. My opponent had always set C in the back zone, so I thought I was fine. Well, this little butthead put SLKR Doc a zombie. I spent 45 minutes theory crafting some plays that involves batting out SLKR abilities. Basically, at the end, he says, he full clear. He said he got full clearance, scored an embarrassing beatable 26-43. He says, I'm mad. I have regret, but I know what I'm going to do for it. Don't listen to Yeti. Don't do it. Run, Ethel.
And we're on to Paul. Round 1 and round one and a great start, winning a battle of efficiency and coming out on top as victor by 9 banners. Round 2, and it was a reversal. It was a reversal of the previous round where Paul stumbled this time and his opponent capitalized on the stumble in that efficiency battle. So, give and take, it was 1-1 at that point. Round 3, and Paul lost due to his Achilles heel. Slacker Daka Zombie, that nasty team, a team Paul struggles with, so he lost due to this battle. 1-2 for Paul. He cannot wait for 5v5 to start up.
All right. Now there's something coming on the Nava computer. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's no space station. It's a moon,
The
baby.
moon.
3-0. The moon's back in the undefeated category. He says, sounds stupid, but I decided to go easy on opponents this week and not set Galactic Legends to kind of try and force some efficiency battles. And it didn't really matter. Round 1, he won by, I think, doing that. What is it? 21. Round 2, what was the final score? I think he won by 55, and then round 3 he won by 400. So even though he took it easy on his opponents this week, Moon still came out 3-0. What a nice guy. What a nice guy.
got lucky in round 1 with that draw. Got
I
very,
know.
very lucky. Sometimes, you don't. Sometimes the luck, the chips fall your way, and sometimes they don't with a tie.
That's right.
And it's DPK with a 1 and 2, a round 1, and it was a loss due to a dropped JML battle, but it was a very close call. Round 2 dropped 1 battle and then went uber efficient, coming out on top by 5 banners. It's always impressive when your opponent one-shots you and you lose 1 and you can just eke out that efficiency and get the win. But in round 3, mistakes were made that may or may not have involved alcohol and possibly bad advice and possibly some bad math as well. 3v3 is almost over, DPK. It's almost over. There's light at the end of the tunnel, mate. 1 more week.
Just a little further.
Just a little further.
All right, we're moving on to my good friend Darth Kermit the Frog from Sesame Street News. I don't know why I had to go evil to do JC, but here I am. Yeah, yay!
Yeah.
All right, Darth Kermit himself went 2-1. He says round 1, 26-33 to 26-46. This is losses. I messed around too much with Rissy's counters, and I lost by 13 points. It happens, my friend. Round 2 was a little bit better, 26-76 to 26-05. This is my opponent with the weak defense. So a lot of solos got me 26-76, outshooting score. And then he even did better. He got a 26-83 in round 3. He says another weak defense set, let me get 26-83. So overall, good week. Tough round 1 loss, but nice stuff from our boy Darth Kermit.
And it's just Ian coming in with a 2-1. It's a pretty impressive record. I mean, 18 shy of an 8K week, and you're still 2-1. Pretty much the same,
baby.
Pretty much the same story as Darth Kermit, unfortunately. Got the holds, but that one single loss stopping him from getting a triple. 2-1 for Ian.
All right, we move on to Mini Han Solo himself, Lalinder. He had an awesome week this week, 3-0. Let's see how he did. Round 1 says he won by 67 banners, full clear. He says my Phasma team and crew hold on defense and battles. Besides that, nothing special to report. So he had a nice hold from his first order team. Second round, he won by 300. He says I put 2 hard teams on defense and they couldn't get past SWGOH. And then he said, curiously, Phasma held again. What is going on with her? Round 3, a little bit closer, 26-46 to 25-89. There's got to change my defense to beat this rival. He put team, so I needed to keep C and Escalator to beat him. I did. I got some luck against Ray. But doesn't matter. He got the win. So 3-0 for Lalinder. Couldn't read I couldn't make out what he was saying in the last part. I'm like, what is that English? What is that? But
that's
nonetheless, 3-0.
That's a very tidy little triple crown there. And we're on to Thisk. Thisk, with a putty tap picture. Round 1 was a 2-1 swing, as Thisk lost 1 and his opponent lost 2 battles. The banner difference giving him the win. Round 2, and it was against a viewer. It's always fun. I think it's always fun to compete against a viewer, but this one was a really, really tough one because it was a regular viewer, so they knew how he played. They know what he puts on defense. They know what he takes on offense. So, yeah, he was feeling a little bit intimidated. But despite facing a tough defense, Thisk came through with the full clear and got the win. Round 3, opponent dropped 2 battles to Thisk's 1 dropped battle, and he took the triple whammy home.
Nicely done. All right, moving on to my boy, the Senate, the younger, sexier version of Cubs, Fanahan, his brother. Another rough week for the Senate, 1 and 2. I didn't get a report, but boy, I bet you Senate's going, can we get back to 5s, please? Someone 3, 5, something. Yeah, rough week. You can see the losses. They didn't have any holds, 1 and 2. So Keep
He
your head
really
up there,
has
bro.
rough weeks during. He does
man.
not
He
like
just
3v3.
yeah, I've looked at it. It's the way his matchups go. He's outmatched with some of the stuff he gets. Like it's always he's down one galactic legend or something crazy, and it's rough, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. Dr. Zeppers. Okay, 2-1. Great start with a full clear against, an equal roster. The opponent didn't show for offense, which is always a bonus. Round 2, great battle of GP versus GLs. But Zeppa's GP pulled out the win, despite being, 1 GL down on his opponents. Round 3, Zeppa's lost this one, as his opponent's defense chewed through several of Dr. Zeppa's offensive teams, and the resulting banner loss cost him the win and the triple. A little bit gutted, and he was slightly miffed, but 2-1, still good. There's the AAA League.
Ooh.
Moon is flying high at the top. Absolutely
Yeah,
blazing a trail. He is blazing a trail all the way to the major leagues right now. Don't want to be dropping anything though, Moon. Do not be dropping anything because Thisk is hot on your heels.
He's
Hot on your heels.
So is Mudbum.
Mudbum's going to be pretty damn salty because he was only one behind Moon, and that extra drop.
Yeah,
It's not put him completely out of contention, but with only 5 weeks of the season left, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for him to pull that back. Anyway, we're going to take another short break, and we'll be right back after these few messages.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the escape pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Podcast.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact Shitty Bill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you.
SWGOH.GG is your one-stop site for the raw data behind the game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. From complete gear lists to intuitive stats behind all of your favorite holotable heroes. SWGOH.GG has it all. With a .GG account, you can get a complete view of your own roster, see how you match up against other players, and even check out the history of your own Grand Arena Championship matches. You can also see what your opponent used on you to give you a better understanding of counters and team compositions to improve your gameplay. Did you know that they also have some great Patreon features as well? Ad-free browsing of their site, guild information, and manual information requests are included in their 3 levels of Patreon support. Check out the site for more details. That's SWGOH.GG. Unleash your holotable potential today.
And we're back.
Hey, how about that?
How about that? And we're going to move straight on to the big boys. It's Major League Premier League time. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Oh, you know it is.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of major, brother. All right, we got Grace Gamer. You know, when you're looking for love in SWGOH, don't check out the other sites. Go to egrace.com for your best SWGOH find love needs. There you go. All right, for Grace, our boy, he says, for my week 2-1. Round 1, we lose in a close fight with Shades, who goes to win the championship. Our negotiator fleet held 4 times, but Malevolence couldn't close the deal. We dropped 2 with a Missy all around while taking my wife on her birthday trip. Well, okay, you had a birthday trip with your wife. I mean, come on, that's okay. Round 2 win, super clean fight. Opponent dropped 1 and quit trying. Round 3 versus Alien from Maul, an alliance partner. This was a rematch months in the making. Alien joined the stream. We hit it tit for tat. The match wasn't decided until the final ship battles. And it came down to Negotiator versus Rebels. And Finalizer sealed the deal versus Negotiator. Epic showdown, good results, still 2-1. Great job from E-Grace.
Good old Maurice with another 2-1. Not quite sure what went wrong for this member of the GAC. You know, he's part of the Gambit crew. He knows his stuff. He does. He's good. He knows his stuff. Did have some streaming problems earlier on in the week. But I don't think that was the reason why. But I'd love to know, because clearly something went wrong, and not that many things go wrong for good old Maurice.
I watched that. It was. He tried a Nest solo. He tried some stuff, and it was a heavyweight fight. I mean,
yeah.
It was the battle of the 1.4 million CAC scores going at it, and it came down to the ships. I mean, but he won. Oh, that was a tough loss by 3 banners. I was watching that like, damn.
That's what happens every now and then. It does. Dylar will be eating this loss up.
It's like, delicious. Speaking of my boy Dylar using Twilight tactics, he says 3-0 Ranger Danger. I see you there, buddy. He says round 1 win. I faced an old Gilman. He to make my stream more interesting by setting everything on D. It worked. He lost. He says, thanks, Boomer. Round 2 win. Gambit fight night. I went up against an efficiency player who set some decent teams on defense. Sadly, efficiency play means nothing for ships when he dropped 2 battles. Round 3 says a pure efficiency monster. He set so teams on defense and held all the big guns for offense. For all his planning, the score was 2673 to 2660 in favor of the Twi'leks. The Twi'leks coming ahead 3-0 for our boy Dylar.
Oh, it's the Aussie Adonis. It's the preload extraordinaire. And oh my God, with 18 losses, there were preloads.
There was I can just feel the preload.
Just oodles and oodles of preloading.
Wow.
Yeah, and the thing is, because obviously, because he's enjoying himself and having a few bevies, that the bev, it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, a couple of preloads and it stays that. And but 2 turns into 4, 4 turns into 8, 8 turns into, and it just snowballs out of control. But still 2-1 is still an excellent score for the week. 2-1 for the Aussie Adonis.
Well, we had a rough week for the Bounty Hunter Whisperer, Van Seal, my boy. He says 1-2 for the 3rd time this season. Round 1, made a few minor mistakes, and it cost him. Lost sucks. Round 2 got a new high score 2660, and my opponent ran out of time between time over. He was average 52, so it would have been close. Last time he beat me by 20 banners, so I've reclaimed my honor in this rematch. Very well done. And then round 3 had a great match. However, my opponent waited for me to attack and beat me by 9 banners. So close. The cigar. 1-2 from Van Seal. Man, hopefully he can pick it up. Maybe Van Seal, here's just a thought. Get some light side characters, bro. Please, Van Seal, get some light side characters. I know you hate some. I know you hate some Precious, but come on.
Now we're on to Kiwi, who picked up a triple whammy this week. Very, very close. So many people close to 8Ks. So many people close to 8Ks this week. I mean, there were so many people that went 2-1 that got close to 8Ks this week. So, clearly something's going right, but, it went right and wrong, but for Kiwi, it went right. 3-0, triple whammy.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of 3-0s, we got my boy, the sexy Buddha, the hair moaner, the lightsaber builder himself from RSG, Mr. Loki. He says 3-0. None of my opponents this round cleared me. They all got stuck on one of my Galactic Legends in the back, and that's pretty much what it rounded out to. Every win Loki got was by 300 banners. They could not clear his back wall. And even in the 3rd round, he won by 500 banners. He really was tricky with his teams. 3-0. Loki's having a hell of a 3v3 season this year. So 3-0 for my boy Loki. Outstanding job. And that's with us doing other things in the stream. We've been having a lot of fun on those streams. But yeah, Loki came correct this week. 3-0. Very nice.
Lazy Turtle with a 2-1. Hey, at least it wasn't a 1-2, buddy. Round 1 played well and won easily against a guy with only 400k lifetime. So, he was easy pickings for Lazy. Round 2, a rematch. He got a rematch against a guy who he faced last week. Now, Lazy was the one to trip up this week, losing by 24 banners. So they're one apiece. Next match will be his revenge, he says. Round 3, a dominant win. As expressed with a flawless victory, this opponent struggled all over. 2-1 for Lazy Turtle.
All right. Next up is Ram Bam. Thank you, ma'am. I asked Ram if he was going to submit a report. He's like, why should I? I don't have to do a report because I kicked butt. I went 3-0. Well, you did go 3-0, Ram Bam. So it's amazing what you can do when you have a crappy character like Mace Windu in your inventory. Somehow he pulled it off, Nev. By hashtag Mace sucks. Ram Bam 3-0. Very impressive. Nicely done, sir. I can't remember the last time Ram Bam was 3-0. He's been doing well lately.
Warrior with a 1-2.
Oh no.
Oh no. I mean, he got he cleared his opponent. He's just not getting it done from an efficiency point of view. 8 losses in each of his matches, not getting the holds. Will he learn his roster before we start season 3? Or we're just going to have to wait and see. But 1-2 this week for Warrior.
We won't move on to my boy.
It's Nooch. Nooch.
And this is exactly what he wrote. He went 2-1, but let's see what the Nooch wrote. He says, blah, 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 2-1. Me blah, no research, 2-1. Nooch pawns, 2-1. That's all I'm going to say. We'll let the Nooch speak for himself.
That is a salty report. That is a very salty report.
He's very salty. He's a very salty boy.
Mandy, who loves to wear he even wears it in the shower. Did you know that, Ranger?
He wears it when he sleeps. He wears it when he dries.
Wears it when he sleeps, drives, showers, bathes.
He's kung fu fighting.
I'm just waiting for the hot tub stream of him wearing his helmet, and that will just be the pièce de la résistance.
Absolutely, yes.
2-1, one single loss, stopping him from going 3-0 this week. But it was a good score. These are the kind of things that happen. It's unfortunate. You hate to see it, but every now and then that one single loss just kind of gets in your way. 2-1 for Mandy. Man. There is the Major League. Good old Maurice at the top. Dylar is catching him. Just
a little bit.
Yes, but we've seen Gom hit 2-1s. So Dylar knows that he can do it. Dylan knows that he can do it.
Can he catch him? I don't know. Well, that's going to be the interesting as we get the last 5 weeks. And
I mean, I can't. I mean, there's less than 300 banner difference between the two. So I mean, yes, banner difference is going to make the difference, but they're both going to get decent banner scores over the next 5 weeks. So it really, really does depend. I mean, Dylar obviously needs to go completely undefeated for the next 5 weeks, and then just keep his fingers crossed that not only does good old Maurice lose a couple of rounds, but doesn't get as many banners as him. Because, right now, Gom could afford to lose a couple of rounds, but as long as he's getting clearances and he's banging out them 39s each and every week, he could still win it. He could still walk away with it. But, Van Seal is propping up the bottom, and then we've got some stuff going around in the middle.
All right.
But, yeah. Okay. It's time for the Premier League, big boy, and we know some stuff happened this week.
Oh,
some
yes, we did.
Big stuff happened this week.
I mean, holy moly in the Frijoles.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is. The mighty have fallen.
It was not his girlfriend.
No, Bitcoin went 2-1. He kind of wrote he had fun with it. He said 2-1. Just kidding. Wait, I'm not. Yes, Xerath, it's happening. Says it was a bad week for me. It started with a theoretical top 10 rank, but I quickly blew that. It says round 1, the sleeping problems I've been struggling with caught up with me. And round 1, where I made 3 completely avoidable mistakes on an auto deploy. Only got 26 damage off, but obviously win. Round 2, I fought someone in squad arena. While I was busy talking about how I messed up round 1, I sent in the wrong team in the front, which forced me to drop a battle in the back on Basila, JML, and Watt. Great multitask for me as always. Still won by 70. Round 3, I went to the round with the feeling that I was going to lose, which I never really have and had no particular reason to have. I fought a 730k lifetime opponent. He occasionally said all Galactic Legend of defense in history, but didn't have any in the front line. I set 2 of mine and attacked first. I dropped a few too many banners in the front zone. He then got some scores on my last 3 teams I've never seen before. So I'll be very interested to see what I can learn from the history. Final score 2670 to 2674. And he says, hashtag Xerath. Xerath, I'll send you my PayPal later. And hashtag PayPal accepts Bitcoins nowadays. Those are the 2 hashtags. So the Russian's been cut.
Grand Admiral Arnold T101 only getting a 2-1 this week. While the defenses did their job, offense didn't. Suffered far too many defeats, and he didn't get the 3-0. Started off the month very, very promising in 3v3. Kind of tailed off towards the end. If he can pull a 3-0 out of the bag next week, it'll still be a respectable 10-2 for them. But this week, 2-1 for the Grand Admiral.
All right, we move on to my boy Ando90 getting drunk and saying the Ranger Creed in his black underwear. That's how we do it. Rangers lead the way, all the way. 3-0 from him. I mean, I love what he wrote here. It says Slevin Kelvra, aka the number Slevin. For Galactic Legends, it didn't matter because it can have the coolest name in the world, but Ando won by 700 banners. It gets a little closer round 2. Knights of Ben was the opponent. There was some tricky stuff that went on, but Ando says it was a weird night, but he won 2660 to 2669. It was 2619. And then round 3 says a rematch with John Wayne. John Wayne? You mean D. John Wayne? Says from Team Instinct. I played him last week. He restructured his defense, but same story. Double tapped my Darth Revan. In the end, too many missed opportunities. And Ando wins by 27 banners, 2650 to 2623. So another great solid week from Ando.
Black Mamba with a 2-1. Struggling at the moment, but that's to be expected since the tax year got extended. I expect Black Mamba is going to be very, very, very busy giving tax advice and helping people out with, filing returns and stuff like that. And it's probably eaten into his swagger time, which is probably why he didn't get a 3-0 this week. 7,900 banners, 39 wins, 4 losses, 11 holds, but it wasn't quite good enough. Anyway, I'm sure he'll be back next week. 2-1 this week.
All right, we go to my boy, Fruit Ninja Mike. He's the only ninja that uses fruit to assassinate his opponents. And he wrote, well, shit, I shot the bed like an 8-year-old kid afraid to spire, see one of those giant ones from Harry Potter. He says, round 1, I started the massive F-ups by skinning Grievous within an inch of his life using Vader, but not actually killing him. And then we went in short against Asajj, and that didn't go so well either. And he says all these boo-boos that he had cost him the loss by 9 banners. The foul language was very strong in Fruit Ninja's post here, so I'll just leave that out. So the last 2 rounds are jokes, and the person I lost to didn't even have the grace to win out. They lost their second round fight, and I'm sad. Says I'm shifting now, I'm playing and going for a harder defense. Says I'm out of the contention for Kyber, but that's all right. Says let chances for opponents to have fun. So there we go. Tough week for Mike. Trust me, I know, brother.
Yeah, a couple of Premier Leaguers losing rounds. It's, yeah.
It happens, man. I told you.
End all with a 3-0, triple whammy. But he says it was a tough week, and I believe him. So, tough week for the King of D. He saw all of his defenses get beat with the exception of 1 territory hold.
Wow.
So, yeah, round 1, opponent hit a sneaky ray on the back, and his opponent was efficient on offense, but not completely. Win for Endall. Round 2, 700k opponents with a tricky defense. Put all his eggs and GLs on defense, like everything. Both competitors cleared. So he still cleared. Both competitors cleared, but Endall still took home the bacon with a 50 banner win. Round 3, 720k opponents on a 15 match winning streak. And in the top 30 in the world at the time of the match. Endall had to get very, very inventive. Took 3 counters in that he'd never used before, and he pulled out a sweet 8-banner victory for his triple whammy for the week.
All right, we go into my boy who doesn't believe in teamwork. He believes in just going solo. I'm talking about Solo. And these are the kind of results I expect from Solo. 3-0. He had that really rough stretch in fives where he lost a lot of matches, but he went 3-0. He says round one, opponent likes to put different comps on defense and sell banners, but he lost Michael CLS while I one-shot the board. Outstanding. Round two, opponent only put one Galactic Legend on the board, but what doesn't clear my ray in the back? I one-shot for a comfortable win. Round three, opponent put 2 Galactic Legends and Darth Revan on defense. I used his C to solo my Darth. He used the C to solo my Darth Revan bottom, then had nothing that could kill my ray in the back. Stupid Newt that is all that stood between me and a triple crown, but I'll take the whammy. 3-0, 9-0 for Solo during the season. Outstanding job. Good to see Solo back to his form.
Indigo with a 3-0, a triple crown. We've seen some triples, we've seen some whammies, but don't see triple crowns that often from Indigo. This was one of those wonderful occasions. I'm sure if he'd just gone a little bit harder on the efficiency, he would have hit an 8K. Can't remember seeing Indigo with an 8K, but 3-0, triple crown this week. Ain't going to be unhappy with that.
Nope. Moving on to Xerath. Still undefeated, 3-0, 9-0, 33 on the GACenter this season. He says, I'm either in the middle of or at the end of the longest winning streak this account will ever see. 39 consecutive wins. I was shocked when I got to 39. I can maybe have a shot at 42. Pure madness. Round one, thought this guy would auto-play. He didn't. Put in an okay defense. Didn't matter. 2683 score for Xerath is my highest score by far on this account. Round two, I put in too tough of a defense and struggled, but finally cleared. He didn't attack, which has never happened as far as I can tell. Round three says really tough opponent. Decided he didn't want his defense solved on his stream, so he put 8 down easy teams. Anticlimactic string, 2696 score means I was too cowardly to score a 2700. He says, by the way, Nev, both alts won all 3 rounds too. 9-0 on all 3 counts of season. All life matters. Hashtag all life matters. Hashtag still not as cool as Bitcoin. Hashtag cancel Bitcoin. Hashtag just kidding. I really admire Bitcoin.
And we're on to Ranger with a 1 and 2.
Yeah,
round
it was a rough
one,
week, man.
Round one and a Clash of the Titans. Ranger at a disadvantage with 3 GLs to his opponent's 4 GLs. His opponent won, taking full advantage. Round two and an easy win for Ranger. An easy win. His opponent unable to even clear his front wall. So 2 completely opposing rounds there. And round 3, sus. Very, very sus. It will go down as a loss, but Ranger might take this match to the commission after checking on SWGOH.GG.
I had a million more GP than him. I had more Galactic Legends. I had way better mods and more teams, and somehow I couldn't full clear him because he put like all his best teams on defense and still somehow managed to clear me. I know some of the teams he used, so I'm like, you didn't have anything. I was like, what? What do you mean? I was like, wait, what the hell? It was, and then the Discord, Paul was saying one of us, Paul, when you get to over 700K, we'll get over 500K on your GAC score lifetime, and then I'll be one of you guys. But I just want to see that because I saw that in the messaging when I was in Discord. So, Paul thinks because I had a bad week, and he always has bad weeks, that puts us on the same level. It doesn't, Paul. It just doesn't. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's have a look at the table because we all know what's going to happen. There it is.
Big shakeup.
Big shakeup. Xerath at the top, the only undefeated person in the Premier League. Bitcoin just underneath him. Endall stretching his legs because of a loss by Fruit Ninja Mike. Solo just kind of holding steady. I mean, can't really see. I mean, he did have that horrible period.
I expect
he had that bad 2 week.
If he goes undefeated the rest of the way.
Bad 2 week period. Can't see that happening. But it's all happening there at the bottom. I mean, Indigo did pull a 3. I mean, that's why that 3-0, that triple crown was so important for Indigo. I still think he's going to get relegated to the Major League. I still think he's going to go down. But, that fight for the last spot, 6, a 7, and an 8, it really, really is between Ando, Black Mamba, and Arnold. 5 weeks to go. But Ando's doing the business at the moment. He's holding strong. He really, really is doing the business. And, he needs to take full advantage of the extension of the tax year, keeping Black Mamba busy and out of the game.
Well, I mean, Xerath, he's such a good player, but it doesn't matter how good you are. You're going to get that one round or two where you're just crap goes against you. I mean, we all remember my couple rounds I lost just because the game crashed in the middle of ships. We've had stuff can happen. Real life can happen. You just don't know. I mean, it's impressive to see that Xerath still undefeated, but Bitcoin end all ain't going to be losing hardly anymore. So one slip up and then we're right back into like who's going to take it. So I mean, it's Xerath to go, but I mean he's got no breathing room with end all and Bitcoin.
No, none whatsoever. The pressure's on him now.
Yeah, even Fruit Ninja's still not out of it. I mean, I'm out of it pretty much unless I can look at that one round, but even then I still don't really have much of a shot at catching those guys. I mean, I always say in my streams, they're monsters for a reason, so I mean it's going to be a battle, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time for the clip reel. It's time for the clip reel. So let's jump into the clip reel, brought to you by Andy Beats.
Do your objectives.
Oh my god! Oh, they're lacking behind a lot. Big F. You mean gas?
That's gas. That's gas. See, he does it
that
too.
is
It's not
gas.
just me. Going against Hux. Here we go. Trying to take out the lobster. Trying to cook him. Cook that lobster live.
All
There you
right,
go.
lobster boiled.
Pretty sure I heard the squeal. Gas going down.
Goes gas.
He's up under the desk. Here comes Ahsoka doing work. I think they modeled that gas after Ram
Ahsoka's
Van.
never gonna dance again.
Character's so broken. Character's beneath his. Ooh, eat plus fun. Characters beneath his meta range. He just destroys them.
Oh, man. That was pretty cool, actually.
It was.
All right, Yoda, do your job. I almost want to put tank tech on freaking Jolie right now. Where's the beef? I'm actually going to target Dooku because we got damage immunity on Django. Newt's going to die from the AoE. So Dooku is my target. If I can get a turn. They are preloaded. All right, there goes Newt. Oh, Newt's done because Watt and weapon tech.
Take a stun, fool. Wow. I don't know what just happened to B1, but he just got wrecked. Stun Grievous. Darn it. Well, that doesn't hurt me. Stun Grievous. Darn it. Alright, well, he's just gonna do his thing. Whatever. Ow.
There you are. Hello, Karen. Karen, are you there?
Yes,
Oh, can we hear you, Karen? Let me check 1 second.
Karen.
That sounds about right. Karen, all right.
I don't understand. This is Karen. I'm your boss.
Yes, I know, Karen. You're my boss. I know about it. And
Do you know who you're speaking with?
yes, I'm speaking with Karen. All right.
Hello?
Hello. Hi, Karen.
Are you coming to work tonight?
I'm already at work, Karen. Don't you see I'm working right now?
No, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Nope. No! Why did that kill him? Give me the clearly a piece of garbage!
Oh my god. He took the banner.
What? Nugget.
I'm taking this banner.
Dude, he's such a nugget. I hate Quill. Why?
go. I think I've got a good amount of crit chance. Almost had him. And now my cooldown's are again. All right, next one should do it. I need just a little bit more crit damage to be killing Generate Revan on every single one of his counters as well. Like we just did to Yoda. All right, death. Basic here, because we can't do anything else. Basic again, because again, we can't do anything else. Basic again, because we don't have any crit damage. Alright, that's good. Die, yes, okay, cool. Come on, Yoda. Alright, big hit. Yeah, we need the crit chance to stack. That's really what's gonna do it here. Maybe just put this on auto. I don't know if it's gonna do anything. Ooh, got it. Okay. Alright, so that was a little scary.
And we're back in the room. That clip reel from Andy is
those.
always entertaining.
Always fun.
It's always fun. It's always entertaining. Anyway, that is the end of the show.
Yes, indeed.
It is the end of the show.
We did it. Another great show. Way to go, guys.
And there's nothing up on SWGOH.gg yet, is there, Ranger? You still can't check
No,
your
I don't
sus
have no
opponents?
idea. I mean, I just don't. I don't really care. I really don't. I got other things to worry about than GACs my whole life.
But hey, at least you're not in a relegation battle. You're going to be there. You're going to be in the Premier League next season. You're not going to get relegated. So at least you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, but I want to make Xerath sweat a little bit. I thought I could do it a little bit better. But, it is what it is. We all have tough weeks. Guys, all the competitors, I mean, all these guys stream and gals stream. It's one thing to do GAC. It's another thing when you're streaming. And every one of them deserves credit. You should check all their stuff. It's really good. I try to catch as much as I can when I get a chance to watch, because I'm busy. But, I try to watch as many of these fights as I can. You'll learn a lot, especially if you're a player watching this. You should really check out these guys. Especially people at the top 5, you can go look at any of their channels and really get some good insight and information, and for each division, so you can kind of see what they're using at the different divisions and give you an idea of like what you can do. But it's not an easy gig. It is super, super hard to do streaming and to do your GAC. So try it sometime, see how it is. It's not that easy. It's a big salute to everybody out there that is doing it. So that's my little Ranger word of wisdom of the week.
No worries. Just going to acknowledge a few follows and some subs. So we got follows from DeBroil, Lab Monkey, and Martin24M. We got subs from Ranger, Dicky, and Xerath. I did. Thank you for all of the subs. Thank you for all of the follows, everybody. Ranger, you got something that you need to tell me to do.
I think you should push some buttons so we can get the hell out of here.
No worries, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.